We're excited to have this next guest join us here in studio, singer-songwriter, deep roots in country music. In fact, her new album out this Friday called Singin Loretta pays tribute to her grandmother, who happens to be the legendary Miss Loretta Lynn. We are so excited to have Tayla Lynn join us. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
The gorgeous Tayla Lynn.
So
you
sweet.
always look amazing. I know I was just kind of been following you and what you've been doing. In fact, this past month, the Opry Honors, Opry 100 Honors, Loretta Lynn. What was it like for you? First of all, you know, singing, I know you say Mima, your grandmother, singing her songs, but to do that on that stage, on the Opry stage.
You know, the first time I got to sing on the Opry, it was for her 90th birthday. So she dressed me up in her outfit from the 60s, and she sent me off, and she said, remember that you tell them that the Grand Ole Opry was the greatest thing that ever happened to me, and that if it wasn't for the fans, I'd be nothing. You know, she was so humble, and she said, go stand in that circle and just stand there and just feel it. And so I've been back a few times since then, and on that night, I just kept seeing her in the spotlights and just remembering those things that she said. And I came home that night, and she said, now, nobody told them how old I was, did they? And so I was laughing because it said happy 90th birthday everywhere that night. So just, I don't know, you're so nervous. I'm so nervous on that Opry stage. It's so big, and it's, you know, you want to do well, and my family was all there. And I mean, you're just overwhelmed with gratitude that I get to do it. Like, I can't believe I get to do it. And there's no other song I'd rather sing than hers. So it's just an honor to be invited.
This, of course, now out with this new album, Singin Loretta, kind of a second installment of what you did, 2021?
Yeah, I think it was around there.
Around there. So coming out with this other album and doing these songs of your grandmother's, she was such a big supporter of yours. She was such a big fan.
She was.
What did she say to you? I mean, the ability to have her, you know, especially with that first album out, and I know she joined you on some of the songs, and having that chance to talk to her about that. Tell us what she said to you, the advice she's given you.
Oh, gosh. Well, she was really great at being wonderful and give good advice, but she was honest. She was honest, so she wasn't scared. You know, I was on the road with her. I started going on the road with her. I'm in my 40s now, when I was in my early 20s, and she had no problem telling you, like, you lost the audience on this song. You were singing through your nose on this one, or like, you know, but then she also would say, you sounded beautiful. That was awesome. Tayla, you should do more of those songs. And I like that you dress like that. I don't like that. So I've got 25 years of advice and constructive criticism. So she never, if you didn't do well, she didn't pretend like you did, which not everybody can handle that. But she did it from a place of love because she wanted me to be great. And I think that I do her songs the way that I do them because I learned them from her. And she would say, like, I can remember trying to practice You Ain't Woman Enough, and she'd say, you're singing too much. You don't need to sing that much. Like, take breaks in between the songs. I mean, she had already had her stroke. She was 88 when she taught me that, you know? So, I mean, she was always teaching.
Just to have that ability. This is something I've always wanted to ask you, and I have never had the opportunity. But when did you know, growing up, first of all, your dad, Ernest Ray, just an incredible performer and artist himself.
Yes,
and,
he's wonderful.
He's so wonderful. But when did you realize, as a little girl, that your Mima, as you like to say, was Loretta Lynn? When was that moment?
I did not understand that she was the queen of country music until I was around 20, honestly, because she wasn't on CMT when I was growing up. So Reba McEntire and the Judds, like, I would see them and I would be like, well, Mima must not be that famous because she's not on CMT. And then you go, oh my God. Wait a minute. She's so much bigger than just a country music television. Like, she is why country music is the way it is in so many ways. So I think it's when I went on the road with her and I would see her grieve my grandfather on stage and cry, and people would just hold her up with their love. And then I worked at the Country Music Hall of Fame, and I learned a lot about her there. So I was an adult before I really understood who she was in life and country music.
But the ability now to pay tribute to your grandmother in these songs, and there's so many songs to choose from, but I feel like, and again, you mentioned, I think we were talking about it in the green room, but for those who may not know, you travel around, part of a duo with Trey Twitty, who happens to be the grandson of Conway Twitty. So doing that now and being able to pay tribute to her through your music and your performances in these tours, really keeping, and there's a new generation that might not know, which blows my mind.
It's crazy.
But that you're doing that, a little bit of a responsibility with that.
Absolutely. You know, it's really cool. The last few years, we've done about 100 shows a year. And now you see people come back and so it was maybe the grandparents that would come see us.
Right.
And then they bring their children, and then they're bringing their children. So we've got a ton of small children in our audience now who are like loving these songs. You know, I mean, they're singing "Love to Lay You Down" or "Don't Come Home with Drinking," so it's a little bit weird. But
sitting in the pill,
yeah, the pill especially. One's on the way. We're like, just wait a minute, be 18. But yeah, it is a responsibility because you want them to love the concert, so they love the music, so they go look for Loretta and Conway. Yeah.
You know what's so great is you're so similar in appearance to your grandmother, and I'm sure you've heard that. Really looking at you and knowing Loretta, it's so great. It gives me goosebumps literally right now.
She said it was like she didn't know how to say it. The cut from the same cloth. She said it's like you was cut right out of me, like you didn't even have a mommy. So that was what she would say.
I like just the best in the business. You're an incredible performer and just a great personality. Hurricane Mills, I want to hit it real quick. Yeah. Coming up, what's coming up?
The Loretta Lynn Ranch. We do a concert out there. Meemaw did Remembering Conway every July 4th, and she handed that to us in 2018. And so every July 4th weekend, we do a concert, Twitty and Lynn, a salute to Conway and Loretta, and we sing all their songs. I think Kelly Lang's going to come out and sing this year with us too. So it's going to be a blast. We have fireworks, camping, 20 cabins. Our website is twittyandlynn.com, TaylaLynn.com, and LorettaLynnRanch.org.
She's the best.
Write it down. Rewind it.
Singin Loretta, of course, it is out this Friday. Tayla Lynn, everybody, always a pleasure.
Thank you
You're
so
so
much.
gorgeous.